Welcome to Conducting Parkinson's Conversations. In this episode, my guest is Gilbert Long. Gil is a distinguished tuba player who served as the principal tuba of the Nashville Symphony for over 40 years. For 21 years, Gil was my colleague here at Vanderbilt University's Blair School of Music, and he has been a dedicated educator and mentor to generations of brass musicians. In recent years, Gil has continued to inspire the musical community through his resilience while navigating his journey with Parkinson's disease. Well, Gil, it's great to see you, man. I can remember, I guess it was 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, we were doing ensemble auditions, and that's when you mentioned to me that you had gotten your diagnosis of Parkinson's. And at that time, like so many people, I didn't really know what that meant when somebody has Parkinson's. And little did I know that 2 years later, we'd be Parkinson's brothers.
Yeah.
And I've been looking forward to having this conversation with you because I've often thought of you that way as my brother in this journey that we're on kind of together. Can you tell me just a little bit about the beginning? Like you were playing every week in the Nashville Symphony and teaching and whatnot. What were some of the first signs that you felt something was going on?
Well, I'm not sure that I recognized it. My wife was the one that recognized it. She was like, "Your hand's shaking." She's like, "Something's not right." I was like, "No, it's not a big deal." And I just kept on going, and it wasn't bothering me that much. I didn't really even notice it. But she made me go see a doctor, and I walked in. He instantly looked at me and said, "You've got Parkinson's." I was like, "How do you
Really?
know?"
Was it affecting your playing?
At that time, no, it was not. I mean, it was my onset was very slow, although it's starting to ramp up pretty fast now. But yeah, it wasn't bothering me that much. I actually started noticing fatigue going to symphony, where walking to the hall and back. I'm just like, I always consider myself to be in pretty good shape, but man, I'd get to the hall and just kind of like, "Ugh, I'm done." um, and then trying to keep concentration started slipping. It was hard to stay with it, although I still love playing. I can still manage it, but
Yeah.
it's getting to where maybe not.
So, what year? How long ago was it that you received your diagnosis?
It was like, what, 2018,
Okay.
2019, something like that.
Okay. So you continued, and when did you retire? What year did you then retire? You retired 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years
Well,
ago
yeah,
in 24 or
I think that's
23.
right. I'm
So
terrible at
you,
keeping track.
but you went years still playing every week with the symphony.
Yeah, well, COVID kinda got in the way of my retirement. I didn't wanna finish on that note, and so then the next year was kind of a partial season where they didn't really play. It was more like chamber music or small ensembles for a season. It's like, well, I don't wanna quit that way either. I wanted to quit at the end of a long season, so
Yes.
that last year got really hard trying to keep up that full schedule.
Yeah.
Um,
So besides the tremor, you mentioned the fatigue. What are some of the other symptoms? Because so many people, the tremor is like this cardinal symptom that everybody associates with Parkinson's, and it's the obvious one. But any of us who are on the journey realize there's so many more non-motor symptoms that we deal with. What are some of the other things that you're having to deal with?
yeah, that's one of those, the iceberg. Have you seen that graph where, there's this small portion on top that everybody sees and knows about, but then there's all these other symptoms that you can't explain to people. They just don't get it. But right now, the biggest thing for me is to sleep. I go in and out of, like, I can't sleep at all. I've had nights where I just literally never got to sleep. The last
Really?
2 days, I was worried about sitting in the mall that I'd fall asleep because 'cause I'd been 2 nights without any sleep,
Really?
and then last night, I slept 10 hours. So, it's up and down. Sometimes I'll sleep great, sometimes I won't. I've worked with a sleep doctor, he's given me some helpful hints, but, it's still unpredictable, and then, of course, that adds to the fatigue factor,
Sure does. I
but,
absolutely.
yeah, and then there's always the legs are real stiff and hard. Having a tuba in your lap and have a conductor come out, they ask you to stand up. About the time I get up, everybody's already sitting back down, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is not a solo valve." But then to play, I mean, most everybody says they can't hear the shaking in my sound, but I feel it, and if I feel it, I think I hear it.
Oh, you
But
feel
everybody's
it?
saying, "Yeah,
Really?
well, I can feel my body shaking, and I have to assume it's coming out in the sound."
So, do you have Parkinson's on one side or the other, or both sides?
For the most part, it's on my right side.
Okay.
But I don't know about you, but I can always feel this motor going inside of me. It's not necessarily showing up as a shake externally, but there's like this motor that's just doing this all the time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I still don't have I don't have a tremor yet.
Yeah, but I saw you last night. You have stiff legs. You were walking down the steps
Oh,
really slow.
and my right arm doesn't move.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah.
watching you walk and going, yeah, I recognize that.
I had a doctor tell me that he could tell I had Parkinson's by the way I blink. I don't, because we don't blink
Uh,
as often, and I get dry eyes. Every night my eyes are just stinging. Yeah,
uh, yeah, see, I
it's
don't have,
interesting.
there's so many different aspects to Parkinson's because I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Um, And it sounds like maybe you don't have the sleep issue.
Well, it's interesting. I have some evenings where I'm wide awake later than other evenings, but I never really associated it with that. My non-motor symptoms have been anxiety and those kind of issues, and fatigue. And I also feel a little bit at times of balance issues because I have it on my right arm and I have the bradykinesia. My arm just does not, when I walk, it gets stuck in like this position.
I watched some of your videos or your podcasts, the one with Colleen Bridges, because my wife has been fussing at me that I haven't been proactive in doing anything to help myself. I mean, I try to walk as often as I can and take hikes, but I haven't really done any focused work on what I need. And I think she's motivated me to go check her out.
Colleen is amazing, and the exercise, and I'm telling you, just leave feeling so much better. Oh, it's really miraculous. I highly, highly recommend it. So let me ask you, what medication are you on now? Are you
I'm on the Rytari.
oh
It's a form of carbidopa levodopa, but it's a capsule, time release capsule.
okay? Oh, a time
It's
release capsule.
yeah, and it's very expensive, but I'm on Medicare, so the first month of January, in January, I have like about a $2,000 fee for a month's supply of pills, but then I've reached my max, and then I don't pay anything for the rest of the year, so it's all free from there on.
So it's just that deductible gets covered pretty quickly.
Yeah. And that includes all other medications, but
And you take the pill how often?
every 5 hours.
Every
There's three of
5
them.
hours. Are they three different pills or are they three of the same?
Well, basically, there are three of the same, but there's different dosage. I was on three of the same, and then I was having problems where I wasn't making it to the 5 hour. I started locking up. So he had one pill that's different. That's just a small dosage higher than the one I was taking. Um,
And that works for you?
yeah, sometimes I can take less because every now and then I get over, and then I start doing this thing with my head where I start, what is it, dyskinesia?
Hmm.
And he said, "Well, then just reduce or
Yeah.
wait." And then I learned about I couldn't hardly get out of bed in the mornings because my legs would be so locked up.
Wow.
I mean, mine get really stiff. And he said, "Well, just if you wake up, take some more pills in the middle of the night." I'm like,
Yeah, that's what my doctor said as well.
"Yeah, but I mean, I have so much trouble sleeping." I'm like, "I'm not getting up to take a pill, then I'll never get back to sleep." So
Right. I got you.
I tend to not do it and just stretch a lot when I get up in the morning to get my legs working again. So, but and then to play, I do the worst thing. My doctor doesn't recommend this, but I kind of overdose because in a concert, I don't want to start shaking in the middle of the concert, or my 5 hour comes in the middle of the concert. I can't be taking it then, so I'll take it like an hour or so earlier, and then I'll take one of the carbidopa, levodopa, which is probably what you're on. I'll take one of those, which just pushes me a little bit over, but and it seems to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, I found that if I take an extra pill an hour before rehearsal, that really makes a big difference for me.
Yeah, and I've had nobody complain or say they're hearing. I'm still playing. I'm playing with the Jackson Symphony or Chattanooga or Huntsville, and nobody's heard anything. Says I'm still playing fine. So, but it's not the same. It's my if I start worrying about it, it amps up my Parkinson's, and I can't stop it once it starts. Especially if you're on stage and you're not gonna start popping pills in the middle of a concert.
Well, it really sounds like you're navigating it with the positivity that I think is probably the most important thing to have.
Well, what can you do? You got it. You can't. You might as well just enjoy what you got.
That
So,
isn't that the truth?
and I've been loving. I mean, I think in retirement, I'm listening to more music than I've ever listened to in my life. I mean, as a tuba player, I felt like I got paid to listen to music, because I sit there, count refs.
Now you're a golfer too, yeah?
Correct. I haven't had much time to play golf. Some of us because having teenage daughters, and it's been kind of crazy. We're traveling to go see colleges and figure out who's going where, and the daughter in London, and my wife who wants to travel a lot. So, but I'm dying to go play some golf. Do you play golf?
No, I don't. I don't. But I think that's great for your mental and physical health.
Well, take up golf, and you and I'll go play some golf.
There you go. Well, I love to hear about all that you're doing because it just proves that, that we go, life goes on, life continues. You,
Yep.
you, you can't stop living.
Yep. Well, again, with teenage daughters, I don't have much choice. You got to keep going.
I like to always ask people um, for their words of advice or wisdom. So let me ask you if and when you have the opportunity to talk to somebody like me, who is, following you on this journey, what are some words of advice that you might give them?
Oh, I don't know that I'm a person to be giving advice. Again, everybody's different. You got to do what feels right for you, but
That's
um,
pretty good advice.
and don't get depressed with it. It's still life is good.
You're living proof of that.
I hope so.
Well, fantastic. Well, it's great to spend some time with you. Thank you so much.
take
I
up
will.
golf and come join me. I've started so many people on golf. Don't be embarrassed about it. For me, it's not a competition. It's all about just getting outside and enjoying life outside.
Well, I'll take you up on that.